Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. At this age, almost as old as dirt and fart dust, I seem to have hit a bit of a low, what a person might call a creative block. Not only have I not put pen to paper, fingers to keyboard to write the great Canadian novel, I barely splashed any paint across a canvas. However, there's nothing like a great inspiration to get the creative juices flowing once again. As much as I would like to say that was the reason for creating another painting, it isn't. Getting paid helps pay for more art supplies. Having a deadline really helps for me. And of course, having someone genuinely appreciative and have confidence in what I'll paint for them definitely gives me a great incentive as well. And on that note, I tip my hat to a woman for commissioning this cloudscape, peeping through the clouds, where it will hang on her office wall and many of her clients will see it. Who knows, maybe someone will like it enough to commission me to paint something similar, or perhaps a portrait of them, a loved one, or maybe their pet. Some artists prefer painting outdoors, capturing nature on canvas as it's happening in real time, and some prefer taking a photograph and then painting the captured image in the comforts of their studio. For me, depending on what kind of a day it is and how many beers are needed for me to keep cool, if it's a hot one, I'll paint inside and outside. It really makes no difference. Neither do crowds of people leaning over my shoulder watching my every brushstroke. Unless they just devoured 4.5 pounds of garlic and an equal amount of smelly cheese. I mean, the aroma of their breath is right up there with disgusting dog farts. Here on 50 acres of semi-wilderness land where my wife Sarah and our little dog McGee live, plus bear, moose, and deer can be seen, seems like rain and strong winds are almost an everyday occurrence these days. However, despite the bad weather, the sun does shine occasionally and manages to peek through the clouds and fill my life with warmth, and feeling its rays radiating on my old achy shoulders is truly a blessing. The other day I headed to the Bay of Fundy, where the tides are so high a person could easily get swept off to sea if they are not careful. Once everything was set up, I began painting, peeping through the clouds. The weather was a touch blustery. A southeasterly was blowing a mean 97 knots. Thunder was louder than my farts, and bolts of lightning were shooting out of the sky. However, not to be discouraged, by the time I arrived, after dragging my butt there, along with a lily-white blank canvas, box of acrylic paints, and portable easel, plus a case of frosty cold beer, the wind and rain had eased up, and the sky had turned from dismal shades of gray to a glorious burst of gorgeous reds and opulent oranges, changing the surface of the sea from the color of dreary lead to a magnificent deep purple. I'm not sure if I was deliriously charged with unfettered excitement from watching the first few brushstrokes splash across the canvas, or in my glory, my studio, the great outdoors, let the elements toss whatever the heck it wanted at me. Quite oblivious to the massive assaulting waves rolling up on the beach and crashing against some nearby rocks, the spray splattering skyward, I concentrated on the intricate cloud patterns, my brush a blur as it covered the canvas with lavish amounts of gloriously colorful paint. And when the sun, looking like the size of Jupiter, began appearing within the roiling clouds, I thought my heart would burst, seeing such devastating, grandiose, raw beauty. Because the clouds were in such a turmoil and were threatening a deluge of rain at any moment, which would have made a boat builder like Noah consider erecting another ark, and I was up to my waist in cold, salty water due to the rapidly rising tide, I believe this may have been one of the fastest paintings I've ever done. Did I mention peeping through the clouds was a commissioned piece of art? I believe I did. So if anyone out there in cyberworld is interested in having a work of original art gracing their walls, please feel free to send a message strapped to a pigeon's leg, toss a bottle into the sea containing a note, or simply drop into my studio. I'll even pop you a cold beer. Oh yeah, I like to drink beer with somebody. How about that? Also, if you like my embellishing rants, where the truth is somewhat stretched a tad, or just a plain fib, please subscribe to my channel. Cheers, eh?